Ooh, there's one. Look at that. Got me caught in the transducer cable, but I think we'll be all right. There he comes. He's free now. Look at that. Let me get a good grip on him. Big old bluegill. Look at that guy. Woohoo! That's a good start. Almost every lake has a population of bluegills. Now certainly some lakes have more bluegills than others, and some lakes have bigger bluegills than others. Lakes that have soft bottom areas with lots of aquatic insects and lots of weeds tend to produce the most bluegills, and in many cases the biggest bluegills. Lakes that have a lot of sand and gravel on the bottom generally don't produce that many bluegills. Or those lakes that do have sand and gravel on the bottom, in order to find bluegills, you usually have to find the deeper water, the places where there's silt on the bottom. And the biggest reason for that is what bluegills eat. They eat almost exclusively insects, aquatic insects, and in order to find aquatic insects, you got to find organic bottoms. That's where they're at. You don't find these insects living in sandy or rocky bottoms. You find those insects living in the mud bottoms, the black bottom areas, and that's where you're going to find the bluegills. I guess that's what I like so much about bluegill fishing. There, I got him. They're just so much fun to watch on the sonar and so much fun to catch. This is a beautiful fish. This is absolutely a beautiful fish. The teardrop just popped right out of his mouth. That's okay, I got him up on the top here. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. If you take a look at the anatomy of a bluegill, you can very quickly discern what kind of foods that they eat. Look at the size of the mouth of this fish. This is a big bluegill, and look how tiny his mouth is. They don't feed much on minnows. They feed occasionally on small fry and real tiny zooplankton, and mostly they feed on aquatic insects. That's what makes a bluegill happen. They like aquatic insects. That's their favorite forage. And again, that small mouth, they just don't eat minnows, and that's why we're fishing them with teardrops and tiny little grubs that do a good job of imitating the things that they eat, insect larvae. You got to have fresh bait on to catch bluegills. There's no question about it. I caught that last fish on a spike, so that's what I'm going to put on again. They're a little bit smaller than waxworms. Waxworms are a little bit bigger, so I'm going to go ahead and put another spike on. If you catch a couple fish on a spike or a waxworm and it gets crushed and it's not in good shape anymore, you might want to reconsider and put fresh bait on, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here right now. We'll try and very gingerly put that spike on there so it just kind of dangles out on the end like that. That's what I'm looking for. I want that spike to be just dangling off the end, teasing these fish, just teasing them. Let's put this in the water and see what happens.